I am Ann-Peggy Divine. Welcome to The Divine Design, the podcast where we unfold heaven on earth and reframe spirituality and theology for a new cosmic era. Your journey on human evolution and integration of your divine design starts here. Now, before you jump into this episode, if this conversation resonates with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with whoever you feel that needs to hear it. Together, your support helps us sustain this work, bringing transformational wisdom into the world and nurturing the awakening of our shared foundation, Mother Earth. Thank you very much. Welcome, Lena from Sweden.
Thank you. It's going to be interesting to be here.
Yes, I spoke to you and we chatted about the Weltsmarts. You have actually helped me with the Swedish version of Weltsmarts. I made a module about Weltschmerz, the word sorrow, and you have translated it into Swedish because when you work with this deep layer, Weltsmart is the pain that we feel from the world, all the system, all the masculine doctrine we have created. So many young people feel it as deep pain. Their sensitivity is like, what is this world? I also felt the Weltsmarts, and when I was a teenager, I wanted to commit suicide because I thought it was so painful being in the world. And lots of young people feel it, also older as me and older than me, but more younger than my generation. Mm-hmm. So we talk about what is Weltsmart and how can we understand this phenomenon?
I think it's very different how different people, because I haven't felt it the same way as maybe others do, because not thinking about the world's big thing, but feeling to maybe not belong, not fit in, not be here, not be compatible. It's hard to say. I haven't thought about it in those terms, but they will be in the same category, I think.
Yeah, and you mentioned not belonging. Because we have so many systems in society, when we meet systems that are so fragmented, we cannot feel at home in a fragmented system. And we have so much fragmented because most system we have created is only to this mental box. And it's like we want to live only from this, and this is, let's put it like 5%. It is, we can do so much with our consciousness and the thoughts, but the emotional, the spiritual, the complexity and the wholeness of us, when we meet so many systems, both you and me, when we went to school, we had to read and memorize all here. We didn't learn anything to the heart, how to be an open human.
Yeah, that's right, because I know I'm much more in my head than I was actually realizing until you had told me that. And I thought, wow, she's right. I'm in my head, because that protects the heart also.
Yeah, it does.
And it protects me for feel, because I can think, be logic, all these things from the brain.
Yeah.
And I don't need to put my heart out there. And that is probably, to some part, a safety thing.
Yeah, it is. And it is because one of the hardest things for us is to be vulnerable. Because when we live with open heart, we also need to be vulnerable. And vulnerable is kind of the gateway to the heart. At the same time, we don't want to be vulnerable because we have learned we have to be strong, we have to be logic, we have to like this, and we kind of protect. So just the word vulnerability is like, oh no, that's a feminine thing. It's like we have a thought about not being too vulnerable, because that is not a good sign, but it is actually, because being vulnerable means that, not in an extreme way, but if you are vulnerable, it means that you are open. It means that you live from your heart, actually.
Mhm. But you can be hurt, and in society you need to be in a way competing with everyone else, and you had to be good, you had to learn, you had to study, you had to do all that, and that's all in the head.
Yep.
And it's a struggle to do that if you're not that kind of person that it comes natural for. So you have to kind of fight for it. And I mean, I've been doing so many classes and courses and education within a lot of, not the normal field, but a lot of other stuff. But I realize now that all those like 40 years, it's sitting in my head. No one told me until you did that I should work it from my heart, and that would change the whole thing. So I think all these years I've been working from the wrong perspective. So I need to relearn, and that's the tough thing.
Yeah,
Be open.
that was what I also, because when the doctor said in 2013 you will die, and yes, my mental programming died, because I was also like you. I all was from my head, because this was what I had learned. We learned at school. We learned very early, and I have spoken to several people the last month actually about attitude, and some, particularly some of them, it's like they have, from the outside it looks like they have good moral and good attitude, but if you go behind this as we perceive as good attitude and kind of good moral, it is so much protection, protection, because they cannot be vulnerable, they don't trust, so they are so good to kind of do the right thing, but inside they are screaming almost, because they have made structure, and the structure is almost like a judgmental condemning, and they, because the perspective narrow in if we aren't met from the essence of us. So this is the Weltsmart, so we kind of hold back. Weltsmart, we the field and our surrounding, it didn't contain us, so we put up structure, and this structure often become judgment,
Yeah.
because we, as you say, we need to protect. And when we are vulnerable as a child, something happened and we cry and we experience something, and it's like no, and it coming, and then we get a trigger and something you hold back this, because the surrounding didn't allow us to come with that, and we make up structure. I have to behave in this way, and then we become very good with this attitude and behave in a certain way, but we have really we hold our breath kind of, so we hold, and behind that it is a lot of judgment, because we ourselves haven't been met in with our heart, with our totality.
No, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but it's right. It is so double-sided. This is a protection, and you have to be a certain way. And also, I think I noticed some people, when they feel that I maybe see them differently, they get scared
Yeah.
because they're afraid I can see through their wall. So they close up even more and get little, not negative, but little distance.
Yeah.
Because they feel that I don't look at that fancy facade, I
Yeah.
look behind. And I can't help. So some people kind of take a step back because they feel challenged.
Yeah.
And that's also hard, because
Yeah.
then I feel like I'm disturbing something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the, because it's back to the vulnerability. It's like, no, don't see the real me. It's like, and it is because they pattern is they feel they have something to hide,
Yeah.
and that's kind of that we live in our life and we have so much to hide. And I do regression therapy, and most of the regression therapy, when we go through it, it's like all what we hold back, if we live not honest life, it's like we are lying and we have a facade. The one who carried this burden is ourself. We become sick and we become a lot of things happening because we want this facade. And someone also told me that, well, I get away with all this craziness. I wasn't nice. And so I get away with it. And for several years, we have gotten away with being kind of cruel or doing something that is not honest. But then I said, okay, what about this life? All this pattern that it get away with in a past life, this person experienced in this life. So it comes back to us. So we sometimes also see small at it because everything come back to ourselves. Yeah. So Weltsmarts, it's one aspect to feel it here right and now, but also what we have created for thousands of years. It is a lot of Weltsmarts.
Yeah, if you can count in all that, yes. Yeah.
So actually, I think it's good that we have a lot of new kids that refuse to obey to this old structure because they do. Just as we have spoken about this Iran and other country, because they are very doctrine and hold down. And they just refuse to do the same as their mothers to obey. They say no, they will rather die than obey to this Weltsmarts.
That's amazing.
Yes,
And
it is.
they need actually more support that they ever can get.
Yes.
Mm.
But that is one layer of Weltsmarts, and actually you live in Sweden, me in Norway, so we live actually in country that have less Weltsmart than most other countries.
Yeah, that's probably right. But still, if you are aware of what's happening around you in the world, it still affects you, but not as direct, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I also, as you know, channel countries, and I can go into that field and feel it in my body, and I become sick. When I went into the field of Iran for 4 days, I became sick. So I really feel it. So we can travel. Someone maybe do it easier than other, but going into that field, it does something with us.
Yeah.
So we can feel the whole world. So, but living in Iran, wow, yeah, wow.
Yeah, as a woman especially, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but also as a man, because they are very judgmental, and the judges they carry, it is Weltsmart. So they also, the men, we see it that also the women suffering. Yes, it is. They have the hardest. But at the same time, they live with so much doctrine from their head, because you have supposed to do that, you have to supposed to do that. And that is not a healthy, balanced way of life.
No.
So we have built so many systems around the world that is really holding Weltsmart. It create Weltsmarts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as one of the regression I did it. Me doing the thing I did, I knew it was wrong. This patient, I knew it was wrong, but I never reversed. I just holded it. I made a lot of suffering to other people. And even though I did it, I get away with it. So, and this is such a good example. This has happened for thousands of years. We know that what we do is not good, but our ego is so big because we have learned to live here. So we just keep doing it. Yeah. So what I think is important to put out there, okay, maybe you get away in that life or several lives because you are doing this thing that you know is not right. But you will pay the price in another life. Not as a punishment, but you want to do it because you want to balance out. We want to balance out everything we put out. Mm. It is our own creation.
Yeah, then you come in with this, rebirth and karma, and a lot of things comes into that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is, I think it's very interesting to be a regression therapist because holding the space and people going through this life and past life and future life and coming to the space where everything is amazing, what I call living as homo luminous, and guiding people there is like, wow. And hearing their past life and future life and everything is like, wow, everything is so connected. And all the Weltsmart that we have put out there, we have lived with, we want to balance it out.
Yeah. But what is the best way of working with it for everyone that is carrying a lot of Weltsmarts? There must be a system to ease it off. Is
Yeah.
it just to go into the heart and be open of who you are, or realizing that you have everything inside you, or what's the trick?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And it is to find someone that can hold the space where everything can come up. That's what I do, because I have so many tools. But I see that, and I was guided. I have seen so many times when I have regression therapy, they come and first they take an episode. Let's say something happened when you were 30 year or maybe 10 year, and you start there and then you follow this, and maybe you come to your 5 years, and suddenly when you are there, something, you feel another thing. It's like you are in another space, and then suddenly a past life pop up, because it is linked. The emotion we feel in this life is linked to past life. Like, I chose my mother and father. They had a pattern that is of poverty. They have had a lot of poverty in their youth, and so I have lived several lives in poverty. So I choose parents that hold that pattern, so that I could work through it, so that I can show people how to go from poverty to live in success and wealth. So we choose the surrounding that mirror what we have experienced in past life, in kind of above time and space. As so this person is kind of all that we create. We feel it in the here and now. So all the emotion that I have felt until I was 2013, all the programming, it was a direct correlation to what I have experienced in past life.
Okay.
So it is, as I said, life is a reflective reality. So life shows us what we want to meet. So all what I have met in this life, even the mafia, the mafia threatened me for 3 years, and living in Norway, I thought that this is impossible, but no, it's not. And I have experienced in past life being threatened and was killed for being truthful. So life really gives us situations so that we can see what we thought was kind of painful or hard in another life. So it is the same essence there. Me, Ann-Peggy, in this life, I see that when I go to all my past life and future life, the essence of me, what I call divine design, this is what the divine design podcast is, it is the same. As you, Lena, you have been probably man and woman and have so many experience in different roles, but the essence of you are the same from in each incarnation.
Yeah. And that's amazing by itself.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And me talking about it, it is kind of also because before 2013, I wasn't into this. But I prepared to die. So that was, and when the old me died, I became vulnerable, I became more and more open, and then my higher soul, kind of the oversoul, took more and more embody in me. And then I started to remember past life. It's like, what is this? And I had a very big opening in some days when I became a regression therapist. So this week, more than 20, not lives, 20 past experience from several lives came, and it was overwhelming. And I remember in the end I said, this is too much, it cannot be, because actually what it ended with, I met my divine design, I met my true identity, and that was so much light and so much bright. And I think no, I cannot be that big. I cannot be kind of God's source. Because when we meet this source, someone become high on themselves. If you go to the ego, it's like, oh, I'm God, I am everything. Because all of us inside us, we are God and everything. But I was on, no, I cannot be that. Because if I'm that, why do I have felt all this suffering, all this pain, all this Weltschmerz?
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, but I learned a lot through that week. And I said, no, this is too much. And I had to, or what I did, I pulled back because the opening can be so big. As we talk about, when you have lived all your life from here, your programming, and then your heart opening, and it's a total new reality. It's like so overwhelming and so big. And I'm glad that I experienced, because I guide other to that. And it's no, this is, no, I'm not that crazy. we call that being crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so outside from the so-called normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the normal is kind of, if we start to see with other eyes what we have created, is kind of almost insane. We kill each other almost by the structure we have made. Or we actually do, because we make wars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a lot to think about with to change inside. And for me, to go down to my heart instead, that's a big step. And then I can probably feel and live out and maybe transform some of the things I'm carrying. Is
Yeah.
that, I don't know.
Yeah, I know that the step from going from our head to our heart, it can be difficult. And I myself also, when I started it, it's like, I don't know how to do it. And I use EFT, emotional freedom technique, and the same as acupuncture, because when I activate the energy meridian on the body, then it gets a signal, oh, I am safe. Because when we are in our structure, in kind of, we have in our program here, we stop, we are not open. But when I give signal to the energy point in us, we have a lot of energy point, and the body gets a signal, I am safe, I am safe. Then it opens more and more and more and more. And we have not created safe environment. So that's why we are so kind of fragmented and so feel this Weltsmart, because we have created pain. We have created so much pain.
Yeah.
So it is kind of, how do we reverse and be vulnerable? And that is hard. And also, yeah, I thought also it was hard in the beginning, because, but my way in was through the energy point, to activating my body so that it felt more safe. So how can we create safe environment? Because that is what I do in the regression therapy. We can call it whatever we want. We don't have to say regression, but regression means that we sum up all the life that we have gone through. And if we have a safe space, everything is allowed to come there.
Yeah.
So if I had a regression on you, I can do a regression on you, and then you can see what's happening. Yeah. Then we never know what happened. I never know, because I can never plan. When I have regression therapy or do this with children, I did it with one that have severe. Yeah, that was very severe. His father has beaten him in all his life, and he had trouble at school, and it is a long time ago. But when I started to work with him in EFT and holding the space, he did it in, I think it was 2, 3, 4 minutes, and I thought, this can't be true. But it went so fast. So the children, when we activate their energy point and they feel safe, because they don't have so much life, like 50, 60, 70 years, it's like, wow, they understand. It's like click, click, click. And I have seen in so many child, just by 5 minutes doing tapping, and they change their life radical, and they have lived with a lot of anxiety for people, anxiety for birds, anxiety for different things, and then just activating the body so it feel more being more trustful, then it is a radical change in their life.
That's amazing. Because if you can do it when you're a child, you have so much better future ahead of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember she was 9 when I did it, and she said, I will teach this to my teacher, to all my friends. And she did. All her life, first of all, the mother and father and siblings, they said, we have gotten a new life because our life was so restricted because of her anxiety, because it was a lot they couldn't do. When this anxiety kind of released, they got a total new life, and they can do much, much more. And also what she did, this child, she teach this to her friend and to her teacher and school. And this is, it's almost 10 years ago, and her life is radically changed.
Wow. That's really happy story to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, if you do it with children, if they have anxiety for something, it can be an easy thing to do because they don't have so much. And if they come to a safe space, in the beginning when I meet children, they say, because I use their energy points, what is this kind of, but when you hack, because this is their defense, it's like, this is so funny, this is not natural, or their defense come in on a minute or two, but after they hack behind their defense, they're like, wow, they understand. It's like they understand how they are programmed. It's like, wow, I don't need to be in defense. I don't need to be. It's like, I can just be me, kind of. I'm safe. So when we talk about Weltsmart, I know that it is so easy with children to come to a safe space. So the most important for us as parents is to hold the safe space. That is what a mother is supposed to do.
Yeah.
But when I was a mother, I wasn't in a safe place by myself. I didn't contain this safe place. So I couldn't hold the safe space because I had a lot of patterns when I deliver my child. So I am there now, and now I'm holding it, and now I see what's unfold. So, and I see this with a lot of mothers. Most mothers are not in a safe space in their self.
No, then it's hard to hold it for someone else. It doesn't work.
Yes. So actually the children that are born, a lot of them actually help their mothers to come to their safe space. So it is reversed.
Yeah.
And actually the girl I'm speaking about, the one that I did the EFT, she has, after that, she have hold the space for her family. Because she came in this as a 9-year-old, and she held it for a family. So they have kind of adjusted to her safe space. So I think it's incredible to follow that family, because I saw what I did to this 9-year-old, what the ripple effect for the whole family and community actually.
Mm. Yeah, that's amazing how if you can teach something like that for all schools, like in certain grade. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think that, what I have seen also going into the future system is that teacher will use EFT, and all teacher, we will learn in the new program of being a teacher that we ourselves have to be holders. We have to be in the zero void as mothers. So it can be a man, but we have to be in this balance point. We cannot be a good teacher if we ourselves not are in this balance point.
No, that's true. That's true, yeah.
So that is what I have seen, that the education for teachers and kindergarten teacher, anyone, need to be that, first of all, work with ourselves, our attitudes, what are we carrying, and to balance it out.
Yeah.
Going from head to heart, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big step.
It is.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
But the solution is simple, because when we feel safe, we have everything in it. As you say, can you just say that you all have everything inside you? Yes, but you will not come to this place if you are not safe. If you have learned that you must protect, because this is what we learn. We learn to protect.
Yeah. But and also if I feel like I should start open up and do something, it's a fear inside me to say, who will I become if I do this change? Who will I be? And that is scary also, I feel.
I'm so
So
glad
that
that
is, yeah.
I'm very glad that you said that, because I know several persons, but and I have worked with leaders that are really high position, that are leaders that kind of identified with their role because they're doing so well, and it's amazing people. And some of them said, no, I don't want to do what you, because they identify so with their much with their role because they are doing good, but they do not want to see all, like I said, the judgment. Not they have they do it perfectly, but they have so much holding themselves back.
Yeah.
They are not in this balance point in themselves. So even though they do a lot of good, they hold a field that is not good for the surroundings. So
Yeah, and if they let go of a lot of things, people would look at them different and they might lose
yes,
power, friends, whatever. Yeah.
that is actually what I see, that is for, because, or what will that say, I will lose that. And that actually what happened to me when I became another person in 2013. It started, I lost all my friends. It was only one that stuck with me, and it was my cousin. All the other one kind of, and my cousin also, what is happening with Ann-Peggy? Do I want to be with that? And she also saw that a lot of things was happening to me, but she chose to stand by my side, even though I changed radically. And this is what we fear, because we, as I said, maybe have a role that people look up to us. We have a reputation, a very good reputation. And when we start to change, what will happen to that reputation? What will happen? I need to hold my facade. I need to hold my mask.
Yeah. And also people like to mirror who they're talking to, and if you don't match that mirror anymore, they feel lost. So
Yeah,
it's uncomfortable
it is
because
uncomfortable.
too many people only want to be around the same people because then they feel safe. They
Yes.
don't want to challenge but someone then think and act differently. So that's why it's easy to hold back, even if it hurts you
Yeah.
to fit in.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, and I actually spoke with one that I have coached that have changed radically, and she said, "Well, my old friends, I don't because I feel sick because they have so much mask and facade, and they want me to come because they feel that she have open and she hold a space, but she said I become sick when I'm with them now, and that is her closest friend for 50 years."
Oof.
So
Yeah.
yes, it can be like that. So when you step up and you become transparent and you live a new life, kind of, it is amazing, because I call this heaven on earth. But at the same time, if your friends want to be behind the mask, behind the facade, and hold up this, uh, then it will be kind of a split there.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be. And I mean, you have to be prepared to take
Yeah,
step to free yourself. But it's not so easy. And I haven't really realized it for myself until quite recently that I need to do, if I'm going to feel free to, now I'm just thinking loud, feel free to be my true self, I need to dare to just go ahead and do it. And other people has to do what, if they want to still be around or if they don't want it. But I cannot just be the same me and then reach a different me. It doesn't work. I had to choose.
yeah, yeah.
And that's where I am, very late in life.
But it's never too late. It's never too
No,
late.
no, it's going to be amazing, I think.
Yeah. And the one I'm talking about yesterday, I said that I'm sure that several of your friends, they will come after you become a role model. I said that I think you will become a role model because they know the change she have done. She have gone to programs of me. She have done a lot of change. And I said, when you hold this, and he said, well, I have done this. They see the change and she hold it and they, okay, maybe there is something in it because they see the change. She is so kind of, she she's safe everywhere she goes. She doesn't get stressed anymore. So she just hold the room. She hold the feminine space that I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
they have seen the change in her at the same time, that she don't need facade anymore, because he had facade. She also had facade, but no, she don't need it anymore. And they's like, what?
Yeah.
But I
Well, that,
think if we see ourselves, okay, we will lose them maybe for a while, but then they start to open and they come back, because that also had happened in my life.
well, that's good. Yeah. Then you can change, help more people change.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we kind of become the role model, because the quote that I have lived by for so many years is, become the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
And I have become the change I wanted to see in the world. So that's like, I am the change I want to see. And I know that when all live from this void, or the kind of the balance point, because it is the balance point, then we will not create war, we will not judge. So we are in a balance point, and we know that, okay, this mind is program, but it is a tool. The mind is a tool. We want to live from the heart and our intuition and the bigger picture, the soul kind of being more, taking more and more place in our life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big change for many people, but I think if anyone who dare to do it would benefit a lot, I think.
Yeah.
So, but that's hard if you are young and you are a young adult, maybe still living with your parents, and it's hard to do that change without having any support, I think.
Yeah, and that,
But yeah,
yeah, you bring up a very important, because changing attitude, we can talk about attitude. It's easy to talk about it. But to change attitude, most often, 99% of the cases, you hit rock bottom, or you go in an accident, or something extreme happen. Because
yeah,
we can talk about attitudes, but really to change the attitude, because they become our structure, they become our programming.
mm,
So we, the body carry it. It is somatic. Our program is somatic. As you know what, I have detoxed my DNA, my bone structure.
mm,
And so the pattern was in my bone structure. I
yeah,
carried my mother, my grandmother, and poverty. My DNA carried actually poverty, because that was what I have um, evolved through.
yeah. Mm. It's a big change. So I can see that many change after like an accident or illness and things. But yeah, I'm going to plan to do it without an accident. That's my plan.
Yeah, yeah. And the best tool I have seen is to use EFT, and also if you find a coach or mentor or therapist that hold the
Yeah.
space. And we have a lot of psychiatry, and but most of them just work to this mental thing.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge. We need to the psychology need to also upgrade that. We need to work on ourselves. And I became a Gestalt therapist. The two first year, we only needed to work with ourselves. We wasn't allowed to work with anyone, because we needed to know our own structure, our own programming. So the first 2 year in Gestalt therapy, when we become a Gestalt therapist, you went deep in yourself to understand how you were programmed.
Wow. Yeah. For 2 years.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
after that you had 2 years, and then you started to work, and you know that, okay, most life is projection. You project,
Yeah.
you project, you project. So, but it is. I think that I know also that psychology is studying it. It has become more experimental, and that you need to understand yourself. But for years it was only mental, and that is not.
No. But it's coming more and more that I know Bruce Lipton, he started with the epigenetics that's now been kind of widespread, and
Yeah.
Greg Braden, they have seminars and they talk about how you can change your DNA to be in a healthier way and all that. So they are tapping into the same as you are working with already. So it's coming.
It's coming, and also when you mention it, I remember Mind Valley Academy and Vishen Lakami. He have a program about the Silva.
Silva, yeah, it's a Silva technique or
Yeah,
Silva something. Yes.
yeah. You say Silva, and he And this also because then you kind of come into a relaxed place, and then you come to the same void as I'm talking about. And he used sound, so it activates theta waves, and you come kind of in this. It is almost the same as when we dream. You go behind all the defense.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of different techniques. So I guess you have to find which one suits you.
But what they have in common, the most important, what they do, it is to bring us into a safe space. So when we are in a safe space, all our protection can fall. So the more protection can fall, the more we are in alignment.
Okay, yeah, I never thought about that. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
So the school system, we need to make school system that children feel safe.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's not many children that's safe in the world today. Not in our countries either.
No, even we live in a very healthy country. We know that a lot of crime is happening in this Nordic country. A lot of crime, because we have been, all the world have been international kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, and young kids or youth want someone to look up to, someone that takes in charge, and that's unfortunately not always the good people that take charge over them and they feel important, and that's sad that they have the insecurity that they fall for it.
Yeah, and also what they find in internet, but now I know that they changed the attitude, but parents have been more strict, but it is so much violence and so much porn. So and both violence and porn are kind of the extreme version. So it's no reverence for life, it's no sacredness. So they don't have the sacred, the kind of, yeah, the safe place where life is kind of a sacred life, where we are in the divine being of us. So it is hard. It is hard to be youth. At the same time, they stand up, but we more and more of us need to stand up and hold this void and the secret space and this the fundament of safety. Yeah.
So make it easier for everyone around and the young people. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, it is simple at the same time hard, because the most important thing for us as parents is to be in a safe space ourselves. Because when we are in a safe, when our body feels safe, not only in the head, because I have met so many, well, I feel safe, I hold my family, and they have so much anxiety, but they say it just to, so they put it out. It's like, everything is perfect, and it is not. If you sense their energy, it's like, everything is perfect, everything's perfect. So, yeah.
Then it's hard for the kids also.
Yeah, so even though not all are familiar with the concept of Weltsmarts, but it is so huge. It is so huge.
It's a new word for many to put words on it, to categorize it in what it is. So I think it's easier if that gets more known, that people learn to know it and understand it, because then they can maybe understand their emotions and their feelings also.
Yeah, and that was why I also made this program, a free program. It is, I think it was 120, 130 pages in the workbook of Weltsmarts, as you also doing, translating into Swedish. And being a channel, I channeled Tim Bergling came to, and he is Swedish, and he said, well, I felt the Weltsmart, and I know that you hold a program that can help a lot like me and you. And I said, yes, I can, but I didn't plan it. But I said, okay, I will do it. So it was actually Tim Berling that invited me. I could have said no, but it felt like I will do it. It's my gift. I have got a lot of help to be where I am. I have felt the Weltschmerz, and I didn't want to live, as also Tim Bergling and also my son Alexander. So I know so many that feel this, and it's like, yeah, I can do it. I use some days to put it out, but I'm here to help humanity. And a lot of kids being born, they have said, well, I want to go into this crazy world to help raise consciousness and to make it a heaven on earth planet, kind of.
Yeah. That's the amazing program you're doing. So I'm not done with it yet, but it's
Yeah, and I will add the link in so they can, everyone listening can go, and also if they can just share it to other, if it's like, oh, because it is for free, and it is in Norwegian and English and almost in Swedish. And
yeah.
I have a friend from the Netherlands, and she said I will translate it into Dutch. So I think it's the Netherlands. So it comes in more and more languages. So it's kind of spreading, but I myself only can do it in Norwegian and English. So then I need helpers like you and Lily in the Netherlands that translate it into several languages.
Because I think that even if everyone does that would benefit from it, doesn't have to be really in bad shape, but just someone that doesn't really know where they belong, a little insecure in the world, and a lot of things on the whole scale from 1 to 10. I mean, everyone can benefit a little and get some encouragement to live a better life. So I think you doesn't have to be really down under in frustration to benefit. I think it's even if you just feel little out there,
Yep,
it benefit. So I think
I'm
it's a
very
good program.
I'm very glad you said it, because we think, oh, that he or she is not so sick, or she, or we, because we have so much facade and we don't see behind the facade. Maybe because it's too late, they commit suicide, and this is the extreme. But it is, yeah, we have so much facade. So, and I know that most youth feel Weltschmerz. And when I was a youth, I wanted to commit suicide. No one knew. No one. And they saw me as, oh, she managed everything. She is so successful. This, from the outside, it looks like I was so successful. I could do it all. So no one knew that I actually wanted to commit suicide, and wrote a letter and prepared to do it several times. So, and this is actually the case for a lot of youth today. We don't see it because we have been so good to wear masks.
Yeah. To be the good one and to act, yeah.
Yeah. So I hope this program, free program, spread to all youth. So now we have started it in Norway, and now Sweden and England and Deutsch, and I hope to get it into Spanish also, because the Spanish language is rich and big. So
It's big, yeah.
yeah. So I hope that this, so if someone is listening and can speak Spanish and want to help, you are welcome to contact me. So it's like, yeah, we just have to spread it kind of, so we can help the youth, because they have a purpose. They are here for a purpose, but at the same time it's overwhelming. They feel so much pain and they don't know how to cope with all this.
No. No, that's going to be a help for many, I think. So I hope you get it all over the world.
Yeah,
That will
me too.
change. When that generation then grow up and get the one that rules the world, that's going to be a big change.
It will. It will. I
Yeah.
have seen that, and I know that it will come. So it's just how how long are we willing to open? So it is our willingness, because it is not a mental change. So it is our attitude, and it's somatic, and it's a totally radical shift of being. Are we willing
Yeah.
to lose our friends? Are we willing to lose our position? Are we willing to lose our facade and masks?
Hmm. Yeah, and take what comes in vulnerability and emotions and everything. But I think it's just a passing um, phase. It's in the beginning it could be hard, but then I think it's just a period of time that is going to be hard to look to. I mean, the hard thing to open up and feel the people can judge you and all that. But after a while, I think it's not feeling that bad anymore.
No, you feel
It's a
completely,
process.
yeah,
Yeah.
you feel a completely, because I have lived in the pain body. I call it, it is a pain body. And yes, it was hard for some years. I cried, but I needed to cry because I was so emotional build up. So it was kind of release. So I cried, and I met my anger because I didn't want to be angry and all this. So I met all my emotional stuff, and I thought it required much more from me than going to work and doing the thing that I did on repetition, kind of. So it required much more of me, but after that it was, this is what I'm standing for and teaching. It's like you can come to a place in yourself that you love life, you love everything. So yeah, so if we just are willing and open to do it, I can assure that living from this place, it is what we seek. We can think that we seek a bigger villa, a bigger something external, but what we really seek is to be in an inner state of fulfillment, of success, of wealth, of everything, because we have it inside. But all the facade, all the mask, and we don't want to be vulnerable, that's the protection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can sign under for that.
So yeah, I see that the Welssmarts will just ripple effect, and because Weltsmart, we don't translate it to another word because we use Weltsmart if it's English, Swedish, German, Spanish. We use this word, and it is kind of, it holds what the Weltschmerz is. And it is, if we have experienced rape, if we have experienced violence, all the sadness on earth, manipulation and all this craziness.
Yeah. Most people have experienced it some part.
Yeah, I will say that all of us have experienced, not it can be a few that hasn't experienced so much, but all of us have experienced sadness and hardship. I don't think that someone go through life without nothing of it.
No. Then, no, I don't think so either. No. Yeah. I would like to meet a person in that case.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah. So even if we are, 80 years, we can start to take this free module of Weltsmarts, from Weltsmarts to divine design. And even though someone think that divine design is religious, it is not. I mean that the light of us, the essence of us, is inside, and it met me as divine design. So that's why I call it divine design. And living from divine design is the same as living your most healthy, most amazing life.
Yeah.
So it is from Weltsmarts to divine design. And that was also what Tim Bellinger said. You hold the program and the tools that a lot of us feel the Weltsmarts so deep, and you show the way to come to the divine design.
That's amazing. That to get them, it was a nice message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I say it, just the free program, this is a start. It is a very good start, because we need to start somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It's a big first step, and then people can see where they are after that if they want to continue with certain things.
Yeah. And I just as we speak, it's like I see that the Weltsmart will go into school system. Yeah. Maybe not the exact, but part of it will go into the school system, so that we learn to be in a safe place.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Had to put it in the teacher's curriculum for their education.
Yes. And as I have mentioned before, the what is it called? The school system. It's not. It is an alternative school. It is the Waldorf school and Rupert Steiner and Missouri, other school that know that to honor the creativity and to honor the light and to. It is more experimental. It is not only to the head. So they understand that we have to hold the wholeness of a child, not only teach to the mental. So I have seen that these schools and the alternative school that hold more and more, this will be the future school system. So they have started it. And Rupert Steiner was out there long before time, and he was into something. And even the Steiner school and Waldorf school, they will expand and be even more holding. So they become this feminine holder.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe it starts there.
Yeah. So yeah, as yes, Steiner have done, Jesus, Buddha, a lot of gurus have kind of they talk about all the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just different names.
It's just different name. Yeah. So how was it to talk about a conversation from the heart, not planning?
I don't know. I don't think I said so much. I don't know how. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, and it's very freeing because we talk about, okay, we will talk about Weltsmarts, and we just let the words that comes be out there because it wasn't planned other than to talk about Weltsmarts because we see so much pain and Weltsmarts in the world, and then
and it's hard to prepare for it because it's nothing really to prepare for because it has to be what's going to be.
Yeah. So it is kind of a simple living.
I think so. I hope so. See if I'm getting there.
The heart just know. It's kind of the heart when you let the heart guide you, because this was a podcast, we let the heart guide us. We had an intention to lift up Weltsmarts and the concept so that more and more people understand, and they help us to share this message that we can help people in Iran, people in Afghanistan, people in Africa. Yeah, we help each other. So this is a start.
I have this heart as a reminder.
Yeah.
I have that with me. You have to tell that till who was it that made this?
Kristin.
Yeah.
All
So
of us
thank
got.
you. Everyone got it. Yeah.
When we had a ceremony here in Jägervanelingen, my friend that lives here, she had made a heart to all of us.
Yeah. And I have it with me, not with me, but by the laptop and around so I can see it.
Yeah, you know, I have this heart, but it's over a meter. But
Yeah,
did you see
cannot carry that with you.
No, I think it's 50, 60 kilo. So it's very so it's an outdoor heart, but it is in gold. And so that was the symbol for me, because I also wanted a symbol with you. Yeah. So I said, I need this big heart.
I have a little one, but it's more practical.
Yeah, you can carry it. I cannot carry it. I cannot. Yeah, no. It's big. But yeah, it is a symbol. Now it is to live with an open heart. This is what we are invited into.
Yes. Thank you for that.
And thank you so much for saying yes to...
Oh, yes. Thank you. It's been interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
If this conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with whoever you feel that needs to hear it. Together, your support helps us sustain this work, bringing transformational wisdom into the world and nurturing the awakening of our shared foundation, Mother Earth. Thank you for listening to the Divine Design podcast with Ann-Peggy Divine. You can follow divinedesign.it on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Join us next Sunday for another Heaven on Earth unfolding conversation. With grace, reverence, and unity, may the path of your divine design light the way. From the divine in us to the divine in you.